one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle.
Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks.
Alongside my good friend Charles Davis.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
And able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there. And the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade. Now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. He got 29 yards that time.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
First down. It's Carson. Pushes past him. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Here's Locke to throw. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
A lock-finding fan for the Seahawk first down.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up first and goal.
Here we go now on first and goal.
Up the middle they go. Carson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Carson again.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Chris Carson, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Arizona's offense takes the field. This is the man that's guiding them, the Pro Bowler in his 4th season at the wheel of this offense, Kyler Murray. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll throw.
And right away, he lost the football. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Block now to throw. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. How about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. The extra point now coming from Myers. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field.
They go back to Carson here on 2nd.
And they're just $13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Throwing now is Locke. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Stiff-armed him. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play. And then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off. And he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Now a toss play. It's Carson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They run again with Carson, and he will not be denied. Into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Chris Carson with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Now Myers for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Well, we had a pair of division rivalries in primetime last weekend, Week 5, and we've got another pair of good ones coming up here in Week 6. Starting tonight, Cowboys and Eagles from Philly on Sunday night. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football has the Broncos and Chargers from SoFi. That's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt. Kickoff 5:15 local time for that one out in Southern California.
But despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw is Murray. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Now it's Lockett. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Throwing on first down is Locke. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And this one is incomplete.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, or what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. first down. Carson, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson on his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here this first half. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that stretches the lead to 27. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Cardinals' hands team able to secure the football. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And the Seahawks are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
He's got his big tight end, Fant.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On play action, Locke. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw it is Locke. Catch is made by Metcalf. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
Now in his 4th year, you still have to marvel at the type of athlete that DK Metcalf is. Honestly, unfair to ask some corners to lock this guy down, and as we know, not many can. 75 catches, a career high, 12 touchdowns last season, and a first down with that catch there.
On first down, Locke. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Matt Ryan, excellent in the victory as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Trey Lance, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. Fields this way up at the 17. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks. And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Returnable for Lockett. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
They fake the handoff, now Locke. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he's going to be stopped up just short of the first down at the Cardinals' 39.
44 yards on the ground for him now with 4 touchdown runs tacked on.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll keep it on the ground. Carson. They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
Well, for Chris Carson, I mean, he is a powerfully built back. And using that size and strength there to good advantage as he shakes free of a would-be tackler.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on 3rd down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson. A gain of 3, 2nd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
From the gun, it's Locke. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Dwayne Eskridge
from 8 yards out.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from going up by 40. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
they set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll run again with Benjamin.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Here's Murray. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll toss it out to Carson. And he is across midfield from one 49 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we back now in Seattle, Washington. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Play action. Now it's Locke.
And that's complete to Swain. He'll get it inside the 20.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. 36 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Block now on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Locke. This is caught. Touchdown. Noah Fant. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
He'll get this to his running back, Benjamin.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long.
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Murray's throw complete there to Moore.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Throwing now is Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a counter, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to our 3rd and 3. Throwing again, Murray. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind. A tough day for this offense continues. One of their best chances to get on the scoreboard there, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen for them today, does it? I mean, opportunity after opportunity, play after play has gone against them the entire game. They probably feel a little bit like Schlep Rock, got that black cloud over their heads.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
Kingsley Keke there on the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. Block off a play action. Being chased out left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
They run for it with Carson. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now Myers for the extra point. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
And the Cardinals' hands team able to secure the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the
pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Darrell Taylor able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Finding Ertz again. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that, you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half.